All right, you are correct. So today, for those that are watching the video, we're just taking these two factoring quizzes. They are timed, so be careful that when you start them that you have enough time to take them. You get 3 tries at it, and you get the highest score. And factoring is the #1 most important thing I can get you ready for second semester. So we're just going to practice that up. X plus 6, x minus 6. How about the bottom? Selena?
X plus 6 times x plus 1.
6, and then x minus 1. And by now, this should be so easy for you to factor those things. Still worth checking. You know, you go outside and you go inside and just make sure that that equals this. If there's a mistake, it's usually that. Okay. And then this cancels this, and your answer would be this. Now, be careful on how they ask for that answer. A lot of times they would ask for that answer with parentheses, and a lot of times they give you 2 spots. One's for the numerator, also known as the top, and the other spot on the Schoology quiz is for the denominator, also known as the bottom. All right, is there any more complicated factoring than that on the more complicated quiz? Yes. Let's just do one of those. Maybe then I can just got all the review done so you can just launch right away. That answer was x minus 6 over x minus 1. I think so. Raise your hand if you had x minus 6 over x minus 1. Good. Okay, and then this kind is a little more complicated because it's got a difference of squares. Difference means minus. This is a perfect square. This is a perfect square. So it's a difference of squares, but it's got a twist. See if you catch the twist. Go ahead and factor this. Remember, whenever you're factoring something, it's factoring it all the way. It's like a teacher saying, reduce your answer. We don't mean to reduce it once. We mean to keep reducing it until you're done reducing. So factor this all the way. Love it.
I think you took out your pocket there.
Thank you. I will get that when I'm done answering your questions. Okay, got the quizzes all ready for you. So here's the feels good but you're wrong answer. 5x plus minus 10. Why is it wrong? Because I can multiply that out and it equals the original thing. Tyler, what's wrong with it?
You can take a 5 out of both.
5 can come out of this, x plus 2. 5 can come out of this, x plus 2. And then would you know how to put it all together, Tyler?
Yeah, 25 times x plus 2, x minus 2.
25 x plus 2, x minus 2. These two could be reversed, but any questions about that? Now, how do you tell if that happened to you? You always look at your answers and you go, could I factor this again? All right. Okay, so to start with, everybody just take the easy factoring quiz. It should take you 5 minutes or less. Please do not start the hard factoring quiz yet. I will be back in a second to see how you did on the easy one. Okay, so please everybody start the easy factoring quiz. I think I'll stop the video though, because after we do the easy factoring quiz, oh wait, actually, I'm just gonna pause the video. I'm gonna make some announcements at the end. So along the lines of getting you ready for the harder factoring quiz, I'd say the hardest stuff is when you have a lead term that is not 1. So if that's not 1. And then the hardest is you take that and maybe you multiply everything by 5, and all of a sudden you got 10x squared plus 15x plus 5. There. That is the hardest. Okay? I know some people are still finishing up that quiz, so I'll pause for a sec, but everybody try factoring this one for practice. All right, so you need to factor out a 5 here. And then you have 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. Then you have to know to factor it again. A reminder of the process. These two have to make the first one. 2x times x makes 2x squared. Then you look for plus and minus or plus plus, depending on the problem. This one's got only pluses. That's easy. Got to be plus plus. And then the last numbers here have to multiply to this. Don't think about that whole... they multiply to this and add to that. That does not work when this number is a 2. It just multiplies to 1. So 1 and 1. And then you just make sure that it actually works by multiplying this all out again. And the key parts, the first parts, of course, that's going to make 2x squared. But it's the outside and the inside. Do they really make this? And they do. And so then my answer is, that is my factored answer. Why is factoring such a big deal? Because if it equals 0, then this part is gives you one of your solutions, x equals -1, and this part gives you one of your solutions, which is x equals -1/2, the things that make those 0. All right, so I think you'll do fine even on the harder one, okay? And if you don't, you can always practice up, do it again. So go ahead and begin the harder one. After this, if you've already turned in your review packet, it's just going to all be about trying to get you guys through the end of the semester by turning in all your leftover stuff. Go look. There's a fair number of you that have missing stuff and don't have a straight A. If you have a 0 on anything, you can still turn it in today, and it could bump your grade up a little bit. All right, and that's all I have for you for the video for today. Tomorrow will be synchronous for my first hour, for example, at 8 a.m. We're going to meet synchronously both on Friday and on Tuesday. And that's going to be Google Meet code David Server, all one word, DAVIDSURVER. That's all I got for you for today.